Alright guys, basically I said on my yesterday's stream that I'm gonna make a video, like an 8-minute long video in full depth, like complete depth, okay, on how to make a really good PVE build, sorry, in Deepwoken. And a lot of people are telling me in the chat that's like a good idea to make the end of the video, because everyone's asking me like, what's the stats for your PVE build? And like, you don't need to make my PVE build, you don't really need the exact stats either. I'm gonna show you everything in this video, what you need to make like an amazing PVE build, for like every single circumstance as well, for like a layer 2 build or a hell mode build, or even both. Like I'm going to go over absolutely everything you need in this build to make it like an amazing build. So first things first, if you're going for a hell mode build, I would recommend definitely picking up brick wall. As you can see on my build here, I went brick wall, shrine of order, and what's it called, then I went 40 intel for overflowing dam and nullifying clarity. Nullifying clarity is very needed on like almost every PvE build. If you don't want to get nullifying clarity and overflowing dam, that's up to you. I wouldn't recommend it though, because for one, chilling is the best PvE enchant in the game, and nullifying clarity makes it the best PvE enchant in the game. And second of all, overflowing dam literally just gives you 50% extra damage per M1 for literally nothing. Like only having full ether, like it's so good. Like it's the most helpful thing in the game. And then I went strength. I forgot why I went strength on this build, to be completely honest, but I did went strength. It was for something to do with like lose your mind. I needed a talent for lose your mind. I think it was like unfazed or something like that. But yeah, basically what I'd recommend, okay, so for my build personally, okay, obviously for every PvE build you'll make, you're gonna want to always go 6 proficiency and 6 vitality. That's a given, because you do not need to use spells and you don't need the erudition either. But what I did is I made like a mistake and I accidentally got 80 willpower. Like once I shrine of ordered, yeah, I had 75 of each. I would recommend putting the extra 5 into forge youth. The only reason why I like recommend to do that is literally just so you can get level 5 reinforce and level 5 brace, and I'm gonna explain like why you need both of these later, like, or especially brace in my opinion. You don't really need it reinforce, like I rarely ever use it, but it's just a helpful thing to have. All right, so the reason why you want to get brick wall for a hell mode build, this is like hell mode only, so like it's very good in layer 2. I can solo layer 2 of this build in like extremely fast pace because of how much damage it does, but this build is mainly like a hell mode build. That's the reason why I made this build. Like people are like, oh, it's not the best PvE build in the game, because like what about like 0 agility? Oh my goodness, how are you supposed to do layer 2 and stuff like that? Like 0 agility, I never feel it in the depths. I'm gonna be real, I never feel zero agility in the depths, like ever. I never notice it. That's because you get like increased climb height in the depths anyways. That's like, you know, like probably like at least kickoff level height in the depths. So basically I'm gonna go over why brick wall is like the best thing in the game. I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's a clip of Flopping Man. Basically like it's another PvE content creator, and basically his best PvE build with like crazy thoughts and all that stuff, he picked up a crit blade in the depths and then got instantly wiped in hell mode because he got like infinitely ragdoll comboed by like a shit ton of things. And that's exactly why brick wall is so helpful. Like the amount of times brick wall has saved me is ridiculous. With brick wall, as you can see in the like the background footage, like what's it called, like bro, oh my goodness, like I'll show you in a minute like some background footage when I'm going over the stats, but you'll see it. Like I can literally, I never have to parry, like rarely ever have to parry. I just swing M1 the entire Sea of Hell mode, because like I do not get ragdolled. I never have to press M2 to roll cancel. Like I literally just swing my thing. I never get stunned, never get ragdolled. It's absolutely amazing. So I'd always recommend to get brick wall on your PvE builds for helmet. Also guys, another thing that I forgot to mention while I was editing this video, I would also always recommend picking up Carnivore and Grand Feast. It's a must-have for helmet builds, because otherwise your blood will run out before the end of the helmet is done. Usually, and like you will die, especially if you have hemophilia. I know not many people run that, but still, like Grand Feast is very helpful, because you get hunger first and you get blood back now, which is absolutely fucking amazing. All right, second of all, I'm gonna go over the oaths. Okay, so I've already went over like what you need for a good hell mode build, and that's basically just brick wall. I'm gonna go over the talents that you need as well in a minute, but pretty much like I'm gonna be so real with you guys. The talents are very unneeded on a PvE build. Like I could not have overthrowing them, and I wouldn't even need lose your mind. I never even lose you. I don't ever use lose your mind, sorry. Like I literally never use it, because as a deep bound, what's it called, you literally gain, like you have passive conquer your fears, and if you don't know what conquer your fears is, it basically means like every time you kill something in the depths, you instantly gain like all your sanity back pretty much. And it's like better conquer your fears, way better, like 100 times better. I told Archmage about it, and he said that he will probably make it so if you have lose your mind, like that won't be a thing anymore, which will be very helpful, because like lose your mind will give me that extra 15% extra damage as well. But even without that, I still solo hell mode with ease. Like I've managed to solo hell mode in like Agamasu's servers. Like I did the duo hell mode with Agamasu on one of his streams once in like 300 ping. and I still managed to do it very, very easily without even getting low. It's a very brain dead build, but yeah, so the talents are not too necessary. Like as long as you only have like you know, like as long as you have a few talents that give you the extra damage, like I have Nullifying Clarity and Overthrown Dam, that's 30% extra damage. That's all I need. Those are the only talents I use in this build, and I can still solo Helmod with ease and like kill everything. The main thing you're gonna want on a PvE build is the DVM, okay? As you can see, my build only has 84 DVM, which is actually kind of bad for like most PvE builds. Like most PvE builds have at least 90%. But that's just because like my armor could be a little bit better. Your HP doesn't really matter, like as long as you have good DVM, because you're gonna be one-shotting things anyways. But I have like a decent amount of HP on this build because of vitality and like my talents, and also like obviously I have brick wall. But pretty much the thing that makes a PvE build good is DVM. Like people are like, how do you make a good PvE build? Like share your stats. The stats do not matter. Like as long as you have brick wall and good amount of DVM, like 80% plus, you will solo Helmod and like do Helmod with your friends with ease. I'm telling you that now. DVM makes up everything, okay? Like you do, like even if I didn't have Overflowing Dam or Chilling, I would still be able to solo Helmod with ease. Like I could probably solo Helmod with like a battle axe, bro, like a metal battle axe. Like I was gonna try and make a video on that, but like I haven't been bothered to. But like it's so easy to solo Helmod. DVM makes up the entire PvE build. Like that's all you really need to make a kind of amazing PvE build that does shit tons of damage. Like the talents on the side, the only thing that I use for talents for in my PvE builds for Helmod, like I'm talking about Helmod builds, we're still in the Helmod category right now, is literally just brick wall. That's the only talent that I would recommend you must have for a good Helmod build. Okay, so we've already went over the Helmod build and everything you need to make a good Helmod build, which is literally just brick wall, which I would recommend deeply. Chilling, Nullifying Clarity, Overflowing Dam. Lose your mind if you want and unfazed, but make sure if you're gonna do that, make your build like a non-debound build, just because lose your mind doesn't work otherwise if you're a debound. But Archmage should be able to fix that soon because I already asked him about it and he said he probably will. And then obviously DVM, like DVM is like it's a must-have. It's a must-have DVM. So that's everything you need to make a good PvE build for Helmod. But yeah, back over to the topic for layer 2 builds. You do not need Sacred Field for layer 2. Instead, I would recommend picking up something like basically just damage boosting bells. So something like Jar of Souls, which I saw on AFK's build. You don't need to get that. I wouldn't recommend getting Jar of Souls. Instead, I'd recommend to get crazy slots. If you're not running Hive Lord's Hubris, I would recommend getting crazy slots. But if you're not running, I mean, if you are running Hive Lord's Hubris, I'd recommend to get something like, you know, a Jar of Souls or just anything that will boost your damage like by a little bit. You can get Sacred Field if you want or run it back. It's up to you. The bell isn't really needed for layer 2 builds, but like, yeah, like always get crazy slots if you're not running Hive Lord's Hubris because crazy slots is absolutely fucking amazing for damage boost. All right, so I've went over the bells, the best bells for like which PvE build you're gonna make. I've gone over all the talents. Your race doesn't really matter. If you're making a layer 2 build, like you could probably go Felonor if you want for the extra climb boost. I just went for Sparing because I like the look of it, but it really does not matter at all what race you go for a PvE build. Like you can go any race at all. But now I'm gonna go over the weapons. Okay, so there's two obvious choices for the weapon that you're gonna want to get in like a fucking, what's it called, a PvE build, sorry. So you're either gonna want Evan Spear Hand Axe or the Hive Lord's Hubris. Those are the two best PvE weapons in the game. Hive Lord's Hubris is slightly better in terms of damage, but in terms of overall, they're pretty much the exact same because you can equip Evan Spear Hand Axe and all you need is heavy. But on the other hand, for Hive Lord's Hubris, you need 60 strength, so you're gonna need a lot of points into a stat just to equip a weapon. Okay, so like if you're not gonna like want to get that, like that 60 strength, which is like very, very like it's very hurting on a build like this. Okay, like on a PvE build, it will be very, very hurtful to get that. You can get it with Brick Wall, you can, but you're missing out on like Nullifying Clarity and Overflowing Dam, which I wouldn't really recommend because in the end, you're still going to be doing the same amount of damage with or without, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I would recommend if you're making a layer 2 build, always go Hive Lord's Hubris. If you want, it's up to you. You can go Evan Spear if you want as well. They're both very, very good. There's not that much of a difference between them, but like Hive Lord's Hubris is a little bit better. Alright, so I already said at the start of the video the reason why I'm going to use Brace and Reinforce, and I said I'm going to explain to you later. I'm going to explain to you why, like right now, why I use Brace especially. Reinforce is like you know, it's not a must-have. It's just a helpful thing to have. Like gives you a little bit of HP, you know, like you can attack the enemies. Gives you like 50% extra damage reduction, I'm pretty sure, or something like that. It's something really, really good. But Brace, I'm going to go over Brace right now and exactly why you should go up to 80 Fortune instead of Willpower, like I did like mistakenly, so it lasts a little bit longer. because if you have a level 5 brace, it lasts for like I think 8 seconds, which is really good. So pretty much what brace does, if you guys don't already know, I know a lot of people don't pick this much because it's like very bad, but pretty much it gives you hyper armor for a select amount of time, okay? And when you have 5 scubbers on you, okay, I'm gonna tell you now, brick wall will not save you because they do not ragdoll you or fling you, okay? So brace is a very good thing to have, okay, if you have like multiple scubbers on you, okay? So I'd only recommend picking up brace if you're making a helmet build, because you're never gonna have to need to use brace in layer 2. But pretty much, or apart from the carabuncles, but come on now, you can literally one-shot them. But pretty much brace is a very like a must-have thing. It's very helpful when I'm getting like, you know, like 4v1 by scubbers. It is so helpful. I then press brace and I kill all of them. I just spam M1 and swing because they do not interrupt my M1s. And unfortunately, the Even Spit hand axe, it does not have hyper armor on its M2, so if you get hit during it, like it will literally just counter it. I think it does. It has like a second of hyper armor, you see right there, but like they will always hit you like after that. I don't know why. It's so fucking annoying. So yeah, that's why brace is like a very helpful thing to have in my personal opinion. That's pretty much all you need for a PvE build. To be able to like kill scubbers in one hit, all you need is, I think it's 30% damage boost plus like on your Evan Spear. And then plus like I think it's 80% DVM. You need at least 80% DVM to be able to one-shot scubbers with your M2, which is a very helpful thing, because if you cannot one-shot scubbers, I would not recommend doing hell mode with like 2 people or like one of your friends, because that, bro, like scubbers, like unless you one-shot them, they are extremely difficult to kill. Also, I would also recommend to get Ardor. Ardor is very helpful. I very rarely use Ardor Scream on my build in hell mode, so you don't really need it. Like you can use Ardor Scream if you want, but it cancels out my overflowing dam, and it's annoying to have to like hold down H for 2 seconds like during a hell mode when I'm getting killed by like 20 things at once. I don't really like using it. For a layer 2 build though, I would definitely recommend picking up Ardor Scream. It's a must-have. It's very good for fighting Chaser, because if you guys don't know already, Chaser does not count as a monster. He is a humanoid, so DVM does not work against him. So Ardor Scream is very helpful against Chaser. So yeah, I hope all of this information has helped you out with making your PvE builds. I went into like absolutely the most amount of detail that I possibly could have went. Like my Evan Spear does this much damage. Like look how much damage that is. That's absolutely ridiculous amount of damage right there. Here's all the stats for my stuff. Obviously, I would recommend picking up like making all your rings 7% DVM, and then, you know, getting like, you know, enough DVM on all of these. Oh crap. I forgot one thing. Okay, I'm gonna go over it now. Okay, so there's 3 enchants that well, I'm gonna say this now. There's one enchant that you must have. Okay, the reason why I don't need to use Sacred Field, and the reason why my build is so overpowered in hell mode, is because of this secret enchant. Okay, and not many people use it for some weird reason on their PvE builds, and that enchant is Viscosity. Viscosity is absolutely fucking amazing, and you'll see it in the clip that I'm about to play in a minute. But I literally never need to use Sacred Field, because Viscosity is like a mini Sacred Field, like that's active at all times. Like I'm not even kidding. I rarely ever get to like half HP on this build, like rarely. And when I get to half HP, I just instantly gain it all back as well, so it doesn't really matter. Viscosity is so good. If many of you guys don't, if any of you guys don't know what Viscosity does, it just basically means that your HP, instead of taking the full amount of damage at once, which will like instantly kill me pretty much, you take it in ticks, like slow ticks, like poison damage pretty much. It's really helpful, and I recommend picking it up. Another 2 armor enchants I'd recommend picking up, because you can only have 3, is Drowned, because that boosts your HP a tiny bit, and it also boosts your DVM. Like for example, my chest plate over here, it used to have like I think 10% DVM or 11% DVM. Now it has 70% DVM, which is really good. So I would always recommend picking up Drowned. And the last one that I would recommend picking up is Displacement, because Displacement has a chance when you're hit to give you hyper armor and a speed boost, so it's very helpful for hell mode as well. So I'd recommend picking up these 3 enchants, but especially Viscosity. Like you don't really need the other 2, they're just helpful to have, but Viscosity I would always recommend to pick that up. Alright, so that's everything that I've went over to make a really good PvE build. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you out. If it did, please leave a like. Let's try and get like 500 likes on this video, and yeah, I hope you guys have a nice day.